Hello folks, welcome to another video, and hopefully the light isn't causing the video to focus in and out, so I guess if it does I'll probably have to redo it. Right, so of course I would like to be outside, it's too cold outside. I do have an Oliva series cigar that I was planning on smoking. Went outside, I said, oh, it's too damn cold. I'm going back inside. Yeah, I got my glasses on, so the light's probably shining off the glasses. So yes, Kyle is free on $2 million bonds, and if you're wondering, that means he's got to pay 10%, which is about $200,000. So I guess Rick Schroeder, Mike, I forgot his last name, the My Pillow, the guy who owns My Pillow, paid a big chunk of it, Rick Schroeder, and of course there was a GoFundMe. The thing was up to like $95,000 before GoFundMe shut it down. So it was, there's that, and I guess the rest was paid by the two gentlemen I mentioned. So yes, so we've basically been given a two weeks notice. If you live in a socialist state or a socialist city, you've been given a 2 weeks notice. So right now there's and of course before I get off of the car, Rittenhouse, so basically had a pretty meaty dinner, so I need to drink some water. So if you see me chugging a lot of water here. So basically, Black Rifle Company coffee it's kind of been, dragged into the Kyle Rittenhouse situation. It seems one of their people that they sponsor. I forget the guy's name. I know I should have written. Well, let's see here. Yeah, this is I got like two desks in the corner here. No, I did not write his name down. But anyways, he's the one that's sponsored by Black Rifle Company coffee, and he's the one that gave Kyle that shirt he's wearing. Now the Black Rifle Coffee Company folks could have handled it a little bit better instead of trying to just be cold about it. They could have just said, hey, look, we didn't give Kyle that shirt. We appreciate him wearing our shirt. Our best wishes, to the young man in his, legal fight. But thank you for wearing our shirt. And instead of coming up with this generic, lawyer, we don't support legal something about Leo. I don't have it done, but anyways, yeah, some is out there on the web. I'm kind of neutral. There's a couple of vets in the office that I used to work with, and they ordered Black Rifle coffee. I've known some vets who have ordered Black Rifle. So vets do order from Black Rifle coffee, and that I know personally. And so they have gotten their we support vet message across. The thing is, if you check out their their YouTube, they do have a YouTube channel. There's two videos on there. And the reason I subscribe, and I have since unsubscribed, I was like, okay, these guys are just in it for the money. I saw through them, and it took this Kyle Rittenhouse thing for me to finally go, okay, I'm subscribed to these guys. But the reason I even watch their video is their vets react to videos. It's basically action movies, horror movies, and things like that. Because there are other videos that they put out are just basically commercial videos. I tried watching those, I was like, man, what the heck? This is a freaking commercial. So it's just two videos. One is they upload their commercials onto their YouTube channel, which I don't blame them, I guess. And the other is the Vets React. The owner, Matt, don't forget his last name, but his first name is Matt. The guy spent, I think, 4 years or 5 years in the Rangers, so salute to him. But he kind of comes across as a guy who may drink a little too much, may put a little too much soy in his latte. You know, put some real, put some regular milk. Stop putting that soy milk in your latte. Yeah, and other people were, and I kind of saw it myself. Other people were mentioning, she was, yeah, that Matt guy, he kind of comes off as like he may be sipping a little bit, he may be, dipping a little bit of soy into his latte. I mean, yes, he may have been a Ranger, like, 10, 12 years ago. Before he got out, started the Black Rifle Coffee Company. But I think in one of the videos, one of his, Vets React, he mentioned that he's like, hey man, I was in, 10, 20 years ago. So it's been a while since he's been out of the military. So I guess 10, 20 years of dipping some soy into his coffee might have softened him up quite a bit. All right, so basically, let's get on to the political stuff. So Team Trump, right now, I have a feeling that they're going to push it for the Scottish, for the Supreme Court of the United States, the Scottish. Anyways, so we'll get the Sidney Powell thing out of the way first. So of course, it's I guess on the I guess the Donald Trump website. The two Trump lawyers is Rudy Giuliani and Gina Ellison. They are the two official Trump attorneys, and then they come out and say, hey, look, Sidney Powell is not part of the Trump team, and she's not a Trump attorney, basically. And in my opinion, she never was. And one of her associates, because she's doing her own side thing, and Giuliani's doing his own thing. Giuliani is trying to get the Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia, the electorals flipped for Trump. That's what Giuliani's trying to do. What Sidney Powell's trying to do is I would say treasonous stuff. Where people go into Gitmo kind of thing. And she has her own team that she leads. And I remember, I think it's either a TV interview or a press conference or something where she mentioned that she said she's doing all this for free. And I kind of like, oh, okay. She meant, all the other lawyers, Rudy and all of them, didn't mention that they're doing it for free. But why did she mention that she was doing it for free? So that tells me she was never part of Team Trump. It's just that. So one of her associates came out and said, "Hey, look, man, it's not a big deal. We're still working with Team Trump." So they're still working with Team Trump. It's just that they had to come out and clarify things because the media was labeling Sidney as a Trump attorney. So that was the only reason for them putting out that notice, so that the media, it's like, hey, media, you've now been notified. I know Sidney is not officially, a Trump attorney, but she's working with Trump, or she's working with Team Trump, anyways. So yeah, so like I said, the stuff that she's working on is probably going to get people sent to jail or sent to Gitmo. So right now, basically, the case in Pennsylvania that got thrown out by a Republican judge who was an Obama appointee. Yeah, and there's no way in hell that judge was going to rule in favor of Trump and give the 20 electorals to Trump. There's no way in hell. He basically just threw the case out. There's no evidence. Team Trump wasn't even given the time to even show any evidence. I'll call any witness. The judge just pretty much threw the case out. They said with prejudice and no evidence. So that means that Team Trump, because it is expedited, and I remember Rudy Giuliani mentioned this, in his like 2 or 3 weeks back when all of this started, when the roof started collapsing in, where he mentioned that, if they get to the Supreme Court, what they could do was bundle all of their cases, and present it to the Supreme Court in just one big case. So in the case of Pennsylvania, I have a feeling what they're going to do is they're going to appeal it all the way to the Supreme Court. They're gonna bypass the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, bypass the appeals court, which is I think the third appeals court, which is headed by Justice Alito, and just take it to the Supreme Court. Once it gets there, I have a feeling Rudy Giuliani will probably ask the Supreme Court, hey, may we bundle all of this, into just one big case, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia, present it to you as one big case for, voter fraud. Voter fraud because, I don't know, he's the attorney, I'm not, for voter fraud. And of course, you do have the case in 2000 with Bush versus Gore. They can kind of use that as a case to I guess for their anyways. But basically in 2000, Bush won. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of George Bush, and they awarded the 29 electorates of Florida for George Bush. So if the Supreme Court, and of course Vegas is giving, if it goes to the Supreme Court, Vegas is giving Trump about 80% chance right now that the Supreme Court will rule in his favor. I'll take 80% chance any day, especially when it comes to gambling. I have a feeling it's going to be a 5-4. It should be, technically, if they go by the Constitution, it should be a 9-0 court. And of course, in the case of George Bush, it was a 5-4 ruling. So in this case, it's probably going to be a 5-4 ruling also for President Trump, and which he will be given the electorate for what is it? Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. So to all of the liberals who's gloating, all of the case, oh man, the Trump's case got thrown out of Pennsylvania, Trump's case got thrown out of Michigan, Trump's case got thrown out of Nevada, got thrown out of Arizona. Understand, when cases get thrown out, you can appeal it if you got the money, and normally the appeal goes to a higher court. So them gloating, it's basically a win. Hey dog, what you doing? Yeah, slow down, you don't run into the tripod. Dog. Yes, they're also indoor dogs. I got no snacks in my hand. Yeah, go you. So that Obama appointed judge, who in his quick judgment actually helped out Team Trump, because people are saying, well, he could have dragged it out. So the thing is that if the other judges, let's say of course if this goes to the Supreme Court, it doesn't matter. But let's say that the judges in the other cases decides to drag it out, and it gets to December 14th. The electorates, because these cases are in litigation, the electorates cannot be called for either candidate. So both Trump and Biden loses, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. And I think Team Trump has a case in Nevada and Arizona. So you're talking about 6 cases. Or well, actually in this case it's 4, because I remember in the press conference, Rudy Giuliani, Rudy said that they presently have 3 cases, and that they plan on filing a case against Georgia, so that makes it 4. So if it comes to, and I believe there's only one other time, was Alexander Hamilton, where it had to go to a constitutional vote. So it's only one other time in history. So we've only had, then this is way back in the horse and cart day. Not even before cars came around, or electricity. So that would mean that neither candidate has 270 votes, so it goes to a constitutional House vote. So again, Republicans have 31 states that is a Republican-ran legislation, and of course, Democrats got 19. Subtract 4 because you can't. I don't know. Could those 4 states still send delegates to the? I don't know. I'm not a constitutional lawyer, but let's just say you subtract those 4 states, and that would be a 27 to 19, and you only need 26 votes to 26 votes for a win. And yeah, Trump should easily get 26 votes. You know, because even if one, cause of course Georgia, which is a rhino state, which is they're being shown to be rhinos, they're already out of the picture, and so Trump should get a 26. No, he should get 20. It should basically be 27-19 if it goes to a constitutional House vote. So that's how it goes to a constitutional House vote. So that comes December 14th, neither Trump nor Biden has 270 votes. It's got to go to the House. But I have a feeling that it's going to make it to the Supreme Court. It shouldn't take them but a week to do the trial, and 1 day for them to do the ruling. And this is getting close to the 36 days that Al Gore and Bush had in 2000, because a lot of states actually begin to choose their electors or electorates actually December the 10th, and of course those guys get sent to DC, and then on December 14th they actually do the official voting. This is December 14th is actually it's when the officials vote, and it makes it official. So basically after the if it goes to the Supreme Court, it's got to get done before December the 10th. Before state starts choosing. But of course, the 4 states that are in litigation, they can't choose their electorates because it's in litigation. So basically, if it gets to December the 10th and it's still in courts, then more than likely it's probably going to go to the constitutional House vote. And but I have a feeling this is going to go to the Supreme Court. Rudy Giuliani should get a ruling out of Justice Clarence Thomas. I think his first name is David Alito. I forgot Gorsuch's first name, but Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Barrett. Barrett being a new justice, she should definitely, and based on the Constitution, she is a constitutionalist. She should vote in favor of President Trump. Now, of course, Biden could have his legal team at the Supreme Court case if they want to as a counter. Or it could just be Team Trump there arguing their case, because that's what happened. Well, actually, it would be. It's got to be a versus. So it's got to be. Well, actually, it's going to be Trump versus Biden. So yes, Biden would have his counsels at the Supreme Court case for the week that they're doing the case and the ruling. If it does go to the Supreme Court, I have a feeling that the ruling is probably going to come on Thursday. It shouldn't take them but 3 days to present the evidence. Or it may go into the weekend to where they got to do the ruling on a Saturday or Sunday. It's like, hey, this is getting close, man. You come in, work some overtime, work on, do the ruling on a Saturday or a Sunday. let's get this over with. And yes, the Congress did send the Office of General Administration a notice, which is an official notice, that there is no such thing as office of the president-elect. So the MSN or any big tech or any company that refers to Biden has to refer to him as candidate Biden, or just Biden, or Vice President Biden, because he earned that title because the guy was vice president at one time. They can even call him Senator Biden because he was a senator at one time. But they cannot call him president-elect, and that's the reason why Facebook, they're like, we're in trouble as is. Let's just follow the what Congress is saying. So they took his president-elect title off and changed it to candidate Biden. And so that doesn't mean that for all of you libs, all of you Kool-Aid heads out there, it doesn't mean that Biden lost. He's still in the run at this point. It just meant that they just changed his title. But of course, a lot of the lib heads probably thought, because Facebook gave him the title of president-elect, he won. That's it. Now that they changed it to candidate Biden, Trump won, Biden lost. But if that's what they think, then hey, that's fine. So yeah, so that's the video. So that's basically what's going to be happening in the next 2 weeks. Trump's going to go to the Supreme Court with his lawyer, Rudy Giuliani being the lead attorney. Sidney Powell, she's got her own team, and I believe she does have a crowdfunding. It's like a private page that she has a crowdfunding. So if you're wanting to donate, I don't have the link for it, but you can look it up online. It's online. Right. So what she's doing is, like I said, we're talking about putting people in jail, some treasonous Gitmo stuff here. And it ain't just Democrat that's going to go down. Mark my words, it's going to probably be majority Democrats, but there's going to be some rhinos and ever Trumpers, bundled in that slow boat. I call it the slow boat to Gitmo, or the black bus, the black bus to the penitentiary. Well, that's it. We'll see what happens. Tomorrow, today's Sunday, so we'll see what happens. Come next week. Of course, next week is Thanksgiving, so of course Thursday everyone's going to be, unless you live in a socialist state or socialist city. Well, if you're in a socialist city, but you're actually in a red state, you're enjoying the fruits of conservatism. But if you're stuck in a blue socialist state, you're now, of course, the sheriffs in LA have said that hey, they're not going to enforce Newsom's dictator ruling. Same in New York. The sheriffs in New York say, hey, in New York City, saying, hey, we're not going to enforce Cuomo's dictator ruling either. But for the rest of us, most folks, some folks do have big families. You might have over 10 people in your house. And yes, my family's big, and we normally choose, one of us. Normally it's either my brother and sister to host it, or they'll do, or we'll do a, or we'll do a hey, you host lunch and then you host dinner, kind of thing. But yeah, here in Texas, we're going to be enjoying Thanksgiving. We're going to be enjoying Christmas. If Trump wins, that would definitely be an early Christmas for us conservatives. for us conservative mega people, of course, people say, hey man, go, yes, of some reason toilet papers and paper towels are people are making a rush on because I have a feeling, especially in the socialist states, relative to, like, yeah man, people here in California, they're making a rush on toilet paper and paper towel, and so the rats are sensing something's going to be something's coming down. I'm like, well, hey man, here in Texas, if it goes down, it's going to be Houston, Austin, a little bit in Dallas, and we'll send in the National Guard. Governor Abbott will send in the National Guard like he did when they tried to Chaz Austin. They clubbed some heads, and that was over in like one afternoon, Saturday afternoon. They clubbed some heads. Some guy took a pavement. What's his website? The self-defense website. Check that. I forgot his name. But just type in self-defense something. But one he's saying is that hey, this perp just took a pavement temperature test. That's basically what that guy in Austin did. He took the pavement temperature test, and he failed it. So if you're in a red state, if you're in Tennessee, Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma, I don't know. Yeah, Utah's red. Idaho, both the Dakotas, Iowa. Is Nebraska red? I think Nebraska's red. Most of the Midwest flyover states, the ones that I mentioned, Montana. Montana. Yeah, Montana's like, I think three votes. They're kind of like Alaska because there's no people there. That's why they get only 3 votes. And let's see here. So if you're in red state, you'll be safe. So if you're in red state, you'll be safe. If you're in the socialist blue states, I guess make a run for the toilet paper, make a run for the paper towel. Don't forget water while you're at it. And yes, I have a feeling Trump is putting pieces around the U.S. in play. If you check out the guy's channel, Monkey Works, it's WREX, I believe. He's basically an either he worked for the as an air traffic controller or a ground controller, or but he worked in aviation dealing with air traffic control. And his channel is that he does live streams just about every night. He's off on the weekends, so there's no Saturday, Sunday stream. But depending on what's going down, his streams are normally about 20 to 30 minutes. Unless something's going down, he might extend the stream to like an hour. But he has a civilian version of the air traffic software that anyone can purchase. And it's pretty cool. Of course, I ran into his channel last week. Someone mentioned, I was like, oh, let me check his channel. I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. And he mentioned, hey man, there's lots of military activity across the U.S. So it could be, Trump and his team are positioning assets. They call them assets because assets could be anything. And no, they're not putting bricks on corners. What they're doing is putting unmarked U-Haul trucks in parking lots, and who knows what's in those U-Hauls. All right, well that's it. Stay safe. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. If you're in a red state, if you're in a blue state, man, ignore Newsom. Ignore that. What's in Michigan? What's her face? Damn, what she looks like. What's his name? Jenner. Yeah, that Jenner-looking fool up there, the governor of Michigan. And of course Cuomo. So thanks for watching. And until next video, hopefully well, it's not gonna get. I checked the weather. It's not gonna get any warmer. So if I'm outside smoking, it's gotta be during the day when the temperature is above 60. Yeah. From this point on, temperatures are going to during the daytime is hovering around the 60 degree, and at nighttime it's dropping into the 40s. Which for me is I'm not gonna be outside, shivering. I'm trying to get my cigar in. I'm just not going to smoke it. Or some of the guys who does actual cigar review. There's one guy that does it in his garage, and during the wintertime he's in there with a coat on, and he has a space heater. But of course his channel specifically does cigar reviews, so he's got to do it. In my case, I use the cigar as a front. Right, well, thank you guys. Until next time, have a good one, and thanks for watching.